Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Caves of Qud, where sadly, our following has somewhat diminished, but we maintain the most powerful and mysterious member of our crew, and we'll just convince some others to join us on the way. So, speaking of convincing others of things, let's get into this quest in Bela here. We know approximately how this works. So we go and we have a chat with you. I am, in fact, interested in the task you have for me. Hindran are close-knit, etc. Your treasure has gone missing. Alright, I'll find it. So, Eskind. The name of the exile is Eskind. That's important to remember, probably. Also, this is going to level us up. So, 3 HP, 82 skill points, 1 mutation point, and I just feel positively swollen. With inspiration. So you have a scaled iron buckler. We should probably have engaged in trade with you. Ooh, small muddy tube. Okay, I don't know what that could be. Let's worry about it later. For right now, we go and we talk to you, and you tell me, oh no, Eskind would not possibly have done it. Is it possible the Hindriarch is lying? No, I mean, yes, absolutely. Absolutely, that's what's happening. Alright, a path to the north that leads from the remains of a lightning-struck tree. So that's interesting. The tree is... The position of the tree is somewhat randomized. Alright, let's talk about what we want to do with our skill points, and also our mutation points. We do have 3 mutation points built up, so we could push like some more levels of electrical generation. So far I've been very pleased with this. It really does blow stuff up. Yeah, let's take another... Oh, I'm being watched. This is probably our first notification of the glimmer. When someone has watched you in the past, when it's light that's betrayed your presence, etc. Yeah, this is very familiar. Okay. So, our psychic glimmer... As your mental mutations increase in level, so does your psychic glimmer in the frequency, strength, and number of those who desire to absorb your mind. And when they come to us, and they fail, we get to absorb their minds instead, which is super fun. Can we level this up? No, we are effectively capped on light manipulation. I don't think I'm going to press my other mental manipulation, or my other mental mutations, but we're just going to pour a bunch of points into electrical generation, because this makes us better without increasing our glimmer. So what are we at now? 16 charges. And we accrue the charges faster. So basically, I think the idea here is that the amount of time it takes you to max out your charges doesn't change by that much as your charge cap increases. Alright, we have 114 skill points remaining. What do we want to do with them? We could save up for Inspiring Presence, which might be a thing worth doing. We'd have to wait for 2 levels at our current rate of skill point gain to get this, though. And that would be, what, like 160-ish skill points we'd end up at. We actually can't afford to spend if we're saving up for Inspiring Presence, and I think we are, so... Let's just lean off of that. Alright, a path to the north. It's interesting that even though it says that, the path out of town still points west. Isahind. You just have some stuff. There's also this thing just sitting on the ground. Autogot. So I'm assuming I'm not going to get in trouble for having picked that up. That's interesting, because that's a huge amount of fresh water that was just laying on the ground there. I was going to step over it and see if it made sense to try to pick it up. But okay, I'll take it. So we still have some mumble mouth. It's not spreading, which is the good news. So she said there's a path to the north, right? But there isn't actually a path that goes north out of town. I was hoping that we could get the text from her again. Well, I mean, let's go north. Revealing the wisdom of a trillion microbes, someone disproved a famous theorem of Avantabloom. Okay. That's not even really information. That's just... Alright, well, okay, we found the road out of town to the north. So I guess we just follow it, right? Carefully. We follow it carefully. Chitinous Puma begins sprinting. Wow, it really did. It just sprinted right the hell in here, huh? I will shoot it with a brain laser. Never mind. This Puma is too chitinous to be damaged by a brain laser. You know what? I'm going to attempt to proselytize. That didn't work. He's not... This chitinous puma is unconvinced by your pleas. Just one of the many sentences you can commonly see during a game of Caves of Cud. Oh, I forgot to cook. We should cook. Let's kill this puma real quick. Just real quick, blow this puma out of the water, and we should definitely make camp and take advantage of our situation here. So let's choose some ingredients to cook with. We'll go like, what about spark tick plasma and mushrooms? What does that make? Some spark tick plasma, an etched two-headed boar's right face. Yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. They do have two faces. And a corroded circuit board. Not a meal, not food. Electric resist and chance to not get an infection. Whenever you get itchy skin, you release an electrical discharge per electrical generation at level 5 to 6. I'm concerned that that's uncontrollable. Whenever you deal electric damage, there's a 25% chance you are immune to fungal spores for 6 hours. Honestly, seems pretty good. Metep's compote in electric current and stuffed pickled mushroom water. What a name for a thing. Because we can deal electric damage on command, right? So next time we see a place that is very is full of mushrooms, we can just make ourselves immune to the spores. A Naftali blowgunner hit me. But I don't understand how his time dilation thing works at all. I guess it's just constant pulsing. I would have thought it would be like a use it once kind of thing. Alright, you need to stop doing that, please. It seems really powerful and cool, though. Also, generally speaking, Naftali are super weak, but they give you a lot of XP when they die, and that rules. I love finding Naftali. I'm going to try to talk that Chrome Idol into joining us, I think. Am I out of laser charges? I am. Okay. This guy is in my way. I can't get adjacent to the thing. And I'm a little worried that our friend is going to get killed. Let's employ the gun. Should be able to kill a bunch of enemies very quickly here. And then we're going to go for the old proselytize. Did not work. How is our friend doing right now? He's red. Alright. I'm going to swap spaces with him, and then I'm going to fire off the Intimidate. Hopefully it won't scare... Maybe it did scare our friend? I don't even see him. Oh wait, is this... Yeah, this is him. He moves so fast. Alright, some stuff exploded. What happened? The Bloody Chrome Idol died. Some dogthorn trees were just... I'm not clear on what destroyed those trees. But I think I may have saved his life. And it looks like we're cool on combat. There's some gas over... Or there was some gas over here. Oh, lots of hostile animals. Stupid, irritable tortoise. I'm gonna shoot at it. I know we're not super accurate at this range, but there's nothing over there for me to hit, so... Alright, the honey skunk is not aggressive, the tortoise is, the dog is not, but it's probably gonna end up dying here. Yep. And I'm assuming the gas is just normal skunk gas. Well, now I've done it. Let's try to kill that honey skunk. There we go. I accidentally shot him while trying to shoot the tortoise. And our Naftali friend is coming to try to help. Man, the gun is... We just don't have tools that are good at fighting tortoises. Okay. Let's take a quick look around here and make sure that there's not any interesting loot. We got a little bit of food. Uh-oh. Oh no! A mimic killed our pariah! Oh god, where is it? Oh god, where is it? I don't know. I don't know where she died, so I don't know where the mimic that killed her would be. But obviously, first of all, we have to get revenge, and secondly, I'm pretty sure she had some of our stuff. I don't know why it didn't auto-get the microchip. I passed by some trash. It did not trigger anything. Yeah, I'm pretty bummed out about our extremely powerful follower dying there. Where the hell is this mimic? I mean, because it's on this screen, right? It has to be. But also it's a mimic, which does make it difficult to tell. And we haven't even seen the corpse of our follower. That's probably going to be a pretty good giveaway as to the location. Ugh, slug snout. Not a good time. Not a good time for this. A little bit of boar meat. I was gonna say, I thought we had butchery, but we sure haven't gotten very much value out of any of the corpses around here. Okay, rifle through the trash. You know how I feel about rifling through trash. I do wish the trash was a little bit more obvious. It's really easy to walk past a tile that has trash in it and not notice. Okay, and these are just bones. There's just bones all over the ground. Not a thing to be concerned about, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know where the hell my follower died. I'm pretty sure that follower had a valuable item. Where we'd given her some... Oh, you know, it was just armor. I think I had not given her a weapon. Well... Okay, I guess somewhere there's a mimic and it's wearing all of Udra's clothing. And that's just how that's gonna... Bloody mimic, it's this tree! Am I webbed? I am webbed. Well, I'm gonna shoot this tree with a gun. I hit it for 21 damage, it hit me for 1. We're probably winning. Feels like the gun's gonna solve the problem, and we have effectively infinite ammunition. Okay, 625 XP for killing a mimic. I don't know where my follower's corpse went. Let's just rest until healed, and then continue north. Okay, we've discovered the tree. Also, awful lot of lava blooms around here. Very difficult to feel safe in these circumstances. Is that one hostile? No. Maybe not. Alright, Leehart has nothing to trade this time. Meahin just has some arrows. Alright, let's talk to Eskind. I am Metep, the Hindriarch sent me. She says you stole the village's treasure. What are you saying? You think Kaz stole the treasure. Well, how could that be the case? Alright, so we are in fact going to just do exactly what we did last time. We're going to look into this. Also, out of curiosity, do you have anything fun to trade for? No, you just have some bullets. Alright, let's have a little bit of a look around this map, because there's some more structure over here. Yeah, it's a shame that it's hard to give followers, like, useful combat support, because, man, they will just run off and fight anything, huh? Alright, well, I guess let's just get back to town. So this move in a straight line command is actually very helpful, because it automatically stops if it sees anything hostile or scary. Alright, so, we have our suspicions. Wait, why is Esk here? What's going on? Do you have Kindrish? No. Eskind claims to be wrongfully accused, which Warden Nilahind should believe, right? Oh, what now? Well, now we will investigate and find the truth, obviously. Oh, well, yes, that's a good idea. You'll help, right? I mean, my axe arm and conviction are strong, but deduction has never been my greatest strength. I can answer questions about the people in town, if that would be helpful. It absolutely would be helpful. Could you answer some questions now, please? I wonder if it was dangerous to brief the warden immediately, if maybe we should have poked around town before doing so. But my perception is that Nilahind is pretty sympathetic to the problem. Alright, what can you tell me about Hindriarch Keh? Keh is very wise and very careful, which makes up for her lack of strength. She always knows what's right, and she runs the village perfectly, really. She hates clutter from work like nothing else, and cleans up any mess she makes, unless it's a spill. Then she makes Kesahind do it. In fact, Grandido very much mislikes any liquid not in a bowl or water skin. Being in a shallow pool is enough to make her panic. She's allergic to copper and bronze. They make her break out in hives. She's too old to spar with me, but her bow arm still aims true. There's a lot of really curious detail here. So we could pour some liquid in her space and try to make her panic, and it's an interrogation technique I guess we have access to. Alright, what can you tell me about Eskind? Oh, she's a good person with strong convictions, or so I thought. I suppose that isn't helpful. Esk has a good eye for detail. She hates water vines so much that she doesn't like to get near the fields and won't eat mott's when it's served to her without law broth to make it taste better. And she's afraid of saltbacks? She's good at foraging, she's terrible at crafting, and I miss her. Well, then you should be happy about what's going on here. What can you tell me about Kesahund? Oh, he's completely loyal to Grando. He's not very nice, if you ask me, but I suppose you didn't. Actually, I kinda did. He can't see well in darkness. He's the holder of Ari, an unbreakable heirloom fire axe, and he's very skilled with it. Oh, and he's terribly finicky about food. He'll only eat bland food and meat, and once when he had a bad cough as a Fondren, a caretaker tried to feed him yuckweed, and he kicked her so hard it dislocated her jaw. Poor Esselhind. Yeah, that's not okay. I mean, as a Fondren, people do stuff that's not socially acceptable when they're kids, I guess, but also, her jaw, man. Alright, what do you know about the outsiders, the Kendrin? Oh, not very much. The only Kendrin who are allowed in the village before you are traders, and it's always a big fuss when one comes by. It's been a while since that happened, though, so probably it is not the case that, like, an outsider came to the village and stole the thing. Well, then I guess that's all we can really get out of her. So, like I said, we could, we have some interrogation techniques available to us. Let's go have a chat with the other people here. So Eskind has nothing new to say to us, nor Mehind, nor Lehart. Okay, fine. I'm sure that talking to the Grand Doe is going to be a situation right now. Let's talk to Kesahund first. Who are you? I am Kesahund, protector of Hindriarch Ke, the Grand Doe of Bela. I have some questions for you. Nope? Okay. I may not, in fact, ask questions. Kesahund is rated as... average and tough. So if we got into a fight here, it could be real bad. I'm gonna attempt something that I cannot imagine is going to work. Proselytize. Unconvinced by my pleas. I'm gonna also try it on the Warden real quick. It's also probably not going to work. Yep, okay. No big surprise there. We are generally well liked by Wardens. Do you think there's any use in looking around the town? I mean, if the Grand Doe has taken the thing and hidden it somewhere for some purpose, I'm probably not going to find it. I reckon she knows the town a little bit better than I do. And I mean, we've sort of already been everywhere, right? Oh, they have a shrine here that we haven't looked at. A statue of a deer. Abandoned in a tucked-away hut on Kela's outskirts, this enormous statue of Hornsfell languishes under a layer of withered vegetation. It depicts a majestic deer with one hoof raised from the ground, its human-like eyes judging its surroundings and finding them wanting. The metal plaque on the base of the statue hasn't fared well over the centuries, and the only glyphs you can make out are K, R, S, and H. K, R, S, and H. Yeah, nobody else around town has a name or, like, will interact with us in any... Oh, actually, yeah, let's ask the scouts. Have you seen or heard anything peculiar? Well, I went to do some repairs to my boots, but someone's been in our stores of boar leather. We have far less than we should. Oh. Somebody's been raiding the stores. That actually might be useful information. What about you, kid? You know, Grando spent some late nights working on something she wouldn't talk about. I wonder what that was. Yeah, I also wonder what that was. How about you? You heard anything? Please don't hurt me. I'm not gonna hurt you. Alright, you haven't seen anything? That's fine, I guess. Oh, Angohind. You seek to solve a mystery here in the village, yes? How did you know all that? Well, I hoped you would ask. I closely study the works of the great bard, Willow Shakespeare. That's okay. That's a little on the nose, but fine. In particular, I am most fond of the stories of the great plant detective Hemlock Cones. Through these stories, I have learned to hone my perceptions and deductive skill to a fine point. It is my dearest hope that one day I shall be known not as Angohind Village Bookworm, but Angohind Master Detective. My Grandhind has forbidden me from looking into the strange doings in the village, but she said nothing about me teaching you the ins and outs of detective work. What say you? Okay, I'm listening. Oh, truly? Did not expect this to go well. Well, you won't regret this, Kendron, I promise. So, let's get to it. Every mystery hinges on the detection and interpretation of evidence. As Hemlock Cones said, ere any prosecution can commence, accusers must obtain some evidence. The solving lies in seeing and locating, supporting clues as well as implicating, so a better detective than poet, probably. Well, how do I find evidence? Oh, Professor Cones taught me everything about finding evidence. This feels like a profoundly silly question. Though evidence you found upon the ground may yet be sound, if it will be sufficient is a toss-up. Examine all your suspects in their homes and all around, and find a witness who may dish the gossip. You can find evidence by looking at things on the ground, but you can also look at your suspects to see if there's anything off about them. Oh, look command everybody in the village, good point. You can also ask around to see if anyone has seen or heard anything strange, and different witnesses may have different things to report. Okay, well, what about supporting evidence? The supporting evidence could be any sign that something is amiss that you can't directly tie to an individual. One common example is a bloodstain, which indicates that violence was committed, but doesn't tell you by whom. At its heart, supporting evidence is most powerful when paired with implicating evidence, and once you have both, you'll be in a good position to accuse a suspect of wrongdoing. It is very unfortunate that as soon as we showed up in Bela, we coated a couple of the buildings with blood and shot lightning bolts everywhere, because there's a lot of evidence around town that's not anybody here's fault. Okay, so what about implicating evidence? Well, implicating evidence is what it sounds like. Evidence that implicates someone's involvement in a crime. For example, if someone observed strange behavior in a person, or if you found something weird in a person's room, or even if you observed them behaving strangely yourself, that's all implicating evidence. Most of the time, a piece of implicating evidence isn't proof of a crime in and of itself, but when presented alongside supporting evidence, implicating evidence is the seed of truth from which grows the long frond of justice. Well, what if I find implicating evidence from multiple suspects? Oh, as Professor Cones said, we know the reach of the law, however long, is not the finest judge of right and wrong. Choose not what evidence thou wilt present, ere its consequence is evident. In short, you must use your judgment and intuition, Kendron. Yeah, okay, what if I accuse the wrong person? Will I be executed? Well, that's always a risk, Kendron. Nilhind knows everyone in the village very well. If you present supporting evidence that contradicts something the warden knows to be true about the suspect, well, she probably won't believe you. In fact, she might not let you accuse that person again, so be careful. If you make too many bad accusations, you might lose credibility with her entirely. I really appreciate that they're doing like an in-universe explanation of how the mechanics of this quest are going to work. Okay, well, I guess that's all. Live and drink, and thank you very much for the tutorial on how to use my brain for things. Which sounds like I'm being a jerk, but I mean it. I'm gonna look at this human corpse. Wait, look. The forces of slaughter have rearranged parts of the body. You ponder how rearrangement... Oh, we've seen this text before. That's not new information, and that is the guy we killed. That's I was pretty sure that was not related to the thing. This Hindran villager is... What are you? Like, you've never seen a human before. Come on. Okay, you just have some vine wafer sheafs. I mean, I guess we should talk to the shopkeeper. The shopkeeper is kind of a character, right? Yeah. A real live Kendron, here in our village. Live and drink, lovely friend. Yes, we are great friends. I can't ask you any questions? No, I cannot. Okay. Random Hindran villager. I mean, in theory, I suppose what we ought to do is talk to every Hindran villager, but my guess is there's only one piece of information to be gained. I saw a Kendran merchant the other day. They were being very sneaky, so I think they were meeting someone in secret. Isn't that interesting? That is interesting. Okay, maybe... I was going to say, I bet there's one piece of information from the normal villagers and then one piece from the kids. Just based on the fact that, you know, there's only 2 classes of villager in town, but clearly that's not the case. Came across some Kendran who claimed to be treasure hunters. They said they would pay good water for unique artifacts or treasures. So whoever took the thing probably sold it? Or at least they had plenty of opportunity to sell it. I guess this is maybe a better way to put that. Feels strange to allow you to cross our borders unimpeded. I thought I heard splashing from a fight in the marsh grids, but I couldn't find anyone. Okay, that's interesting. in the marsh grids. Does that mean here, or... I guess we'll just look around a bunch of the spaces. I don't know how I'm gonna know, like, if I should investigate a space. You know, how will I know that that is the case? Alright, so it seems like all of the scouts had information, and the kids had more to say, but villagers not so useful. I mean, the marsh grids could be referring to out here, too, right? Unfortunately, it's really hard to know where that evidence might, yeah, I don't know. Thought I saw something in the message log there for a moment. I mean, yeah, we don't see anything out of the ordinary. Ask some people out here. My guess is everybody out here is going to have no information for us. Yeah, okay, so... I mean, we have some information that we could use to start flinging wild allegations around, but... Do we know... I mean, I'm assuming that the room that the Grand Doe is in now is the room she sleeps in, right? Hold on, let's, no, that's not what I want. I hate the locked look version. Okay, there we go. She's anxious and fearful. We'd already... I mean, I feel like we already looked at everybody. What is just laying around your thing here? A fine way for sheaf, some law petals... Which we might be able to just take, honestly. And we could investigate every room, I guess? Just, like, look at every object? I don't know if... and we would have to be in each room to do that, but... I would think that we would notice something was awry in a room where something was awry, right? It's not going to actually make me use the look command on each tile. Kendrin, does the Impurus Phi really exist? Is it really coming to get us? I don't know what that is. You haven't seen or heard anything? Okay. Let's take a moment here and look around in here. So we definitely already did a look command on all of the important characters in the village, right? Some worn leather bracers on the ground, which apparently got noted in our gossip area, which is a little strange. They're just bracers. All right, let's go talk to the warden a little bit. Actually, no, hold on. Let's talk to these guys. Is there anything that I can... No, okay. Nothing new to say to them. So let's try to form an opinion here. Let's try to form an idea of what might have happened, a hypothesis even. So there was some splashing that might have indicated combat in one of the marsh grids. We would not expect that to be the Grand Doe, because she can't stand liquids. She hates it when there are liquids nearby, unless they're in bowls, in which case they're fine. So the bracer, we can see the text that I missed when I looked at the bracer down here. The bracer is heavily worn but surprisingly clean. So in theory, maybe used in whatever happened in the marsh. It had to be washed afterward. I mean, my guess, just based on everything we know about what's going on here, is that Kessahind here stole the thing and sold it. That's my guess. Let's talk to people a little bit. I would like to ask you some questions now. Nope, still may not. Alright, let's talk to Ke. Why is an exile standing in my village? Are you trying to play me for a fool? Well, Eskin claims to be wrongfully accused. Eskin claims to be wrongfully accused, and you believed her. Why must all Kendrin be fools? She is lying to you, outsider. Well, there's no proof of that. Fine, go to the warden then and have her solve this mystery. But know this, until a thief is found and Kindris is recovered, I cannot reward you. You get nothing. Live and drink, friend. Yeah, live and drink. Just out of curiosity, now that we've moved the quest forward, seeing if we can talk to any of the new characters. She would just as soon hold her peace. Hey, Eskind, now I have questions for you, apparently. Why did you leave Bela? Why? Why did I leave a single parasang square piece of land upon which I was expected to live my entire life, forever obeying a woman whose sole qualification of rule is her gender and age? Why did I leave a place where we eat the same damn soup for 9 out of 10 meals, and the height of occupational versatility is leatherworking? The question isn't why I left, it's why I'm the only one who chose to do so. Why none of my pleas were convincing to the Hindran I love. If we could just open the borders, it would never have come to this. Yeah, I mean, that's compelling. It makes a lot of sense to me, but you know, their cultural values are clearly different. A lot of them seem to be fine with it. Who might have stolen Kindrish? The Hindriarch is the most likely suspect, in my opinion. She might have kept it for herself or sold it. I've always been suspicious of her pet bodyguard, Kesahind. I wouldn't put it past him to steal the treasure himself. It might have been an outsider, like you. While I don't like to think that it was a villager, it's possible, and they've all been cooped up too long. But it wasn't Neelahind. You won't find a purer heart in all of Cud than hers. Yeah. I'm still thinking, Kesahind decided that he wanted to sell it for some reason. Motive would be real helpful here. And then he met with the outsiders. I don't exactly know where the scuffle comes into play, but I think the scuffle makes it hard to believe that it would be the Hindriarch, right? Yeah, still not sure. We're still missing stuff. You know, what kind of evidence might I look for? Objects out of place, certainly. Bela produces little and sees almost no violence, so signs of the outside world should be easy to find. That's like the third time that it has been suggested that we should be looking for evidence of violence, right? Now, you may wish to talk to the villagers, too. My people are starved for entertainment, gossip travels fast, and we are all notoriously poor liars. Boy, what a useful group of traits for the people I'm investigating to have. So you and the warden were close, were you not? Yes, we were close. If it tore my heart to ragged halves to leave my people behind, leaving Neelahind shredded it into scraps. The Hindriarch mentioned that you have a brother. Where is he? Well, I have no brother. My 2 sisters are all the blood family I can claim, and I won't speak further about this. Oh, that's very interesting. We're going to ask the warden about that, I think. Alright, that was very helpful. Actually, can we ask either of them about it? No, I still can't ask you any questions, and the little one, also no questions. Okay. Hey, warden. Can I ask you some questions? Nope, no new stuff. It's super weird that we can't ask her about that brother thing. No, I don't feel ready to accuse the thief yet. I think we're still looking for some evidence of violence. We need to figure out what it was happened in the marsh. I can't ask you any more questions, and I'm assuming I still can't ask you anything. Alright, well, my initial feeling is obviously Kesahind. None of the marsh grids seem to have any information in them. I mean, I'm hoping that it would be something that's obvious from a distance. That it's not the case that we just need to, like, step on the right tile to get notified. Let's keep looking around town. Who knows where? If there is information in one of the marsh grids, I mean, like, there's so much marsh. There's so much farming going on. It's really tough to know where it might be. Now, what is this now? Well, I think we're outside of town. Oh, hey, a bunch of sap. We have a canteen of sap. I mean, it's possible that we could just like pour some salt water on the ground or something near Hindriarch Cat and try to get her to panic and admit something, but I think it's also just as likely she would just kick our ass out of the village. Yeah, we're definitely outside of marsh territory. And it is now nighttime, which is certainly going to impede our search. Oh, asphalt. Maybe we should just rest until morning. How do we do that again? Control tilde. Okay. That didn't really seem to help the light situation all that much. How about you? What do you got? Nothing. mean, that's bones there, right? Tar-encrusted bones. I mean, look at... Nope, it's just a corpse. Well, it's hard to say that that's necessarily due to the thing that happened. You know, a thing that might have happened as part of the case. It could very well just be, you know, in places where there is tar, there are tar-encrusted bones. It's just procedural generation stuff. Oh, there's a star apple over here. We should probably pick this. Okay. Let's see if we can... Whoa, what is that? A drill bot. Hostile, but of average difficulty, which is probably better than most things we're going to find around here. Yeah, I'm going to shoot this boar. And I don't know if proselytize is a smart move here or not, but we're going to give it a shot. Drillbot, not convinced. Okay, the good news is we can just run away. I'm hoping to pull the drillbot... Yeah, here we go. Hoping to pull the drillbot up onto this screen with me. What did I just do? I pressed something. I don't know. Sprint is what I wanted. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and create ourselves a force wall, which I feel like we haven't had to do in a while. Just make it a little awkward for him to approach us and shoot him with many weaponry. Any weaponry? Oh, apparently Drillbot quite easy to kill, in fact. We got his small trinket. What is it that we recovered from him? That's not the button. Read its history. It's a chem cell. Oh, okay, right. He's a robot, so he was powered by something. It does look like this screen does not have any... Oh, hungry. Looks like this screen does not have any things on it. I can't cook with hostiles nearby. I don't... There's the hostiles. Let's just get some boar meat and then come up here and cook. Preserve stuff, and then... I mean, I want some kind of effect, right? Let's go mushrooms and meat. 14% max HP. Cool. That's a useful one. So yeah, I don't know what it is that we're supposed to get out of... We can go around town and ask all the farmers near the marsh grids. Maybe one of them will say, "Oh yeah, I heard the thing." But it's not looking super likely, is it? No, please stop. Oh my god, you guys are so fast. They have 4 feet and not a single one of them is a big hook. Really an unfair advantage. Have you seen her? Yeah, I bet this is not a thing where we have to find someone to ask. I bet this is a thing where we have to find the correct tile and look at it. I guess it could also be a thing where we have to execute the look command on like the right villager around the marshes or something. Maybe somebody will have a mark on them, some kind of indication, but that would seem to be a very tedious way for this to be implemented. Not necessarily... ooh. That's fresh water over there. I'm gonna let these animals just fight it out for a bit. Okay, that's enough. I'm getting involved. Give me that XP. Boom, 75 XP. You know what, I'm gonna walk right over here, and then we're just gonna use the gun. Gun is quite effective. Okay, so this is just... Yeah, this is just fresh water. Well... That glowfish bit me. He tried. Why is he hostile? I mean, I'm gonna shoot him with a brain laser. You know what? Everybody here dies. I'm gonna destroy your habitat anyway, so I may as well. Okay. Did not butcher. I collected a lot of water, and now I'm real overburdened. Well, let's make camp and preserve food. This will cut a little bit of weight. Still actually very overweight. Well... We don't have that much stuff on us. I could just drop the shotgun. That feels not ideal. Or I could drop some of the scrap. I could drop all of this scrap. You know what? I'm not getting any use out of this. I guess this stuff sells well, but so does everything else we have that's heavy. I'm going to drop all of the scrap in one place. Grab the rest of the water. Ugh, I thought that was going to be enough. But, like, it's not bad to be carrying around lots of water, right? Look at all the water we have! I'm so rich! Oh, metal folding chairs. I don't need these. Yes, drop all of my metal folding... We're just walking around the wilderness with so many metal folding chairs tucked under my arm. Okay, well that was a fun little benefit of exploration. Okay, this tile is also not going to have any stuff, and this screen we've already been on. Grab this apple, so that's going to put us exactly at our weight limit, I believe. Yeah, I think we are just out of luck as far as... Oh, good. Inspiration to cook. We might just be out of luck as far as figuring out what exactly happened in the marshes. Maybe it's not a thing you're supposed to be able to just look around and figure out. Maybe you're supposed to deduce it. Do we want to stop and cook? I probably want to stop and cook. I probably have to deal with this situation first here. Gun? I'm stunned for the turn. What? Since when can amoebas stun? I'm going to back up a little bit here, get one of them adjacent to me, and then use my gun to defend myself. Ow. That was way more damage than we generally take from those things. I'm going to rest until healed. Okay, easy enough. Apparently no further threats. Yeah, those amoebas were way more damaging than most. What is your deal? A chromeling. It has nothing to trade. What is your story, little dude? He's just a little metal guy, right? Halfway between chimp and human, halfway between child and adult. They are small, and there are shadows under their chrome cheek. He has a weird artifact, but he won't trade it to me. It's probably a weapon. Huh. I don't know what his deal is. Apparently we're going to have even more problems. These giant amoebas are doing an awful lot of damage to us relative to the amount of XP we get for killing them. Oh, hey, stop. Stop. Please stop running. I just want to ask you a question. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any more information. So we have a couple of ways we could pursue this from here. So am I allowed to ask you any questions that are specifically about... yes, I am here to solve a mystery. Okay, yeah, so we know all about the detective work stuff. Let's trade. You have nothing to trade. I was kind of hoping she might have some books. How did you know all that? Okay. What if evidence... Oh, there are some questions we didn't ask. So you're saying that what evidence I choose to show will affect the outcome of the case. Precisely. The evidence you present paints a picture that will forever hang in the halls of Belah's history. Our fate is in your hands. Hemlock Cones once said, "As like begets like in daily life, so too in mystery. Should I paint pictures full of strife, thus violence comes to be. If I in craft or trade should deal, then deals shall deal by troth. Troth? But if I pestilence reveal, no honey be enough. Listen, poetry's hard. I see. I have further questions. I wanted to ask the other question on that line. What's to keep me from simply choosing the outcome I want? Well, your conscience, surely. You wouldn't be so unethical as to manipulate the resolution of a crime to your own ends. Would you? Well, I should get going. Live and drink. Yeah, Boy, I have my feeling, and I think we have some sort of circumstantial evidence, but not... Let me look at this thing again. Striated with streaks of dried body salt, and that's just gonna... Yeah, it's gonna give me the same text. Well, I mean, we should take these, right? Although it's gonna put me over my weight limit. I will drop something temporarily. What do we have that's 2 pounds that I can just drop on the ground for a minute? I mean, I guess kind of a lot of stuff, actually. Let's put down... But we're carrying 9 pounds of acid. That's probably not necessary, huh? But, like, what if I suddenly need to throw a lot of acid at someone? I'm going to drop this for the moment. It's just hard to imagine using it, you know? Alright, I'm going to try something. We're going to try something a little wild here. I'm going to pour out some liquid on the ground. We're going to see what happens. We have this sap, and I don't think we actually need it. Pour nearby there. How many drams? 3 of them. I did it. I poured 3 drams of sap on the ground. She does not care. I was lied to. You know, we might want to trade for her small muddy tube. Here, I'll trade you these for that. Because this is probably us losing weight, right? Except I'm going to get 12 drams of water this way. But she doesn't have anything else we want, so ideally we would find something that's a little bit less valuable and make up the difference in that way, right? This is kind of a weird problem to have. We could trade... Boy, that yonder cane is valuable, huh? I guess I could just buy it from her for... I have a ton of water. I have a huge amount of water. Yeah. Here, I'll just give you 64 grams of water. That's probably a decent way to handle that. Right, this is an injector, I assume? It being a small tube. Shade oil. Okay. Hey, that's significant, right? That she had some shade oil on her. I'm going to grab my shotgun again, if y'all don't mind. Yet. We still can't... Okay. Can I ask Eskind anything new? No. So Eskind won't speak further about this, so she does have a brother, is my impression. The Hindriarch was not lying, but Eskind's like, he's dead to me. I think is what's happening here. This is a thing I'd really like to be able to pursue more information about. I don't know why that's not a question we can ask. It seems so obvious that it should be. Alright, I mean, we could just throw out a wild accusation. I am ready to accuse the thief. I see. What is it? Okay, so the button that says I'm ready to accuse doesn't actually mean I'm ready to accuse. It means I'm ready to talk about the evidence a little bit. One of Belah's scouts heard a fight in the water vine paddies, indicating recent violence. Signs of violence seemingly hidden from the village. But that can't be your only evidence, can it? There's no culprit. Yeah. I did find a worn-out bracer abandoned near Kesahin's bedroll. Ah, yes, this does indicate that some kind of craft transpired, and Kesahin was trying to hide it. So what you're saying is... Ah, okay. So the deal is I will pick 2 pieces of evidence. Hold on. Let me play with this interface a little bit more. So let's say... Scouts report that someone has taken leather from the village stores, indicating recent craft. Signs of craft recently hidden from the village. And I found a worn-out bracer near Kesahin's bedroll. A concealing craft. It was Kesahin who stole Kindrish. But why would that... Does that make any sense? Hold on, let me pursue a couple more paths here. So... Indicating recent trade or violence, or craft. Let's say... trade, right? We don't necessarily know that any violence might have been connected to the thing, but we reasonably could assume that a secretive trade might well have been selling off the bracelet. Signs of trade seemingly hidden from the village, but that can't be your only evidence, yeah. The Hindriarch isolated herself to work on a mystery project. That's probably the trade thing, right? It's not that... It's not necessarily... Like, it doesn't make sense for someone to steal leather as part of this other heist. Probably, for some reason, The Hindriarch stole the leather and then is working on some kind of thing in secret? But why? But why? Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what to make of this at all, man. And we can't ask the kinds of questions that we really ought to be able to ask to figure this out. Like, nobody will talk to us about anything. So... well, the Hindriarch did isolate herself to work on a mystery project. This does indicate that some kind of craft transpired and that Ka was trying to hide it. But that doesn't make her the... that doesn't make any sense. I'm ready to make an accusation. One of Belah's scouts heard a fight in the water vine paddies indicating recent violence. And... the scouts have seen Kendran treasure hunters about. So this will be somebody came... it was a Kendran who stole Kindrish. By concealing violence and trade. I get... man, if we could only figure out anything about the violence... it feels like we have like 30% of the information that would be required to solve this, and there's no way to get any more information because nobody will talk to me about anything. Even the people whose best interest it would definitely be in to talk to me about stuff. And I think we have actually, at this point, talked to everyone. So no, don't shoot laser. I very nearly shot that poor person with a laser. We've looked at everybody. We have a sense of... Leahart does have a gaze far more calculating than one expects from a child. I was curious if executing a manual look would give us any new information. But she's just a tinker, right? So we have implicating and supporting evidence. We have a lot of pieces of evidence, but we don't know that any of them are actually... we can't prove that any of them are connected to the theft of Kindrish in any way. It totally could be the case that there were Kendran merchants sneaking around the village, or treasure hunters or something, and then Essahind found them and beat the living hell out of them, which would not have anything to do with Kendrish and totally explains some of the stuff. The only thing I think that's super weird is the bracer. The bracer that we found is a thing that I really can't think of a good explanation for. So how about this? A merchant from the outside of the village was sneaking around, and we found but it's a worn-out bracer. It's not freshly bought. Kessahind didn't trade Kindrish for a bracer. I still think it's Kessahind. I think that bracer's super weird. But what is the thing that we connect to the bracer? I really don't know, and I'm sorry that I'm taking this so slowly, but I don't have any idea. I'm going to try this. By concealing violence in craft, it was Kessahind who stole Kindrish. Let's see what happens. In that case, my verdict is ready. Kessahind is the culprit. He will surrender his ancestral weapon and personal treasure to the village and be subsequently exiled, never to set foot in Belah again. A portion of the confiscated treasure will be given as payment for this Kendran's work solving the mystery. Moreover, Hindriarch Ka must answer for her complicity in diverting attention from Kessahind's crime. By the authority of the Fellowship of Wardens and the Belah Rangers Charter, I hereby declare Esk the new Hindriarch of Belah. Ka is Kahind once again, an ordinary villager of Belah. Oh, that's interesting. So the abbreviation of the name indicates rank. May time show our actions just. Live and drink, Kendran. And thank you. And sturdy, slender carbide plate armor. Kessahind craft violence. So we don't really get to know if that was right. Oh, this armor is probably very heavy. It's slender, but it's still probably very heavy. Right, slender is... yeah, weighs less than normal, and it cannot break. It's only 2 points of armor value better than our current armor, but it's -5 dodge. I'm going to drop my shotgun. Once again, I'm not actually sure if I want to wear it or not, to be perfectly honest with you. I really like the recycling suit, but then again, dodge or armor value seems to be really, really good. Yeah, alright. Let's drop our shotgun for the moment. We'll come back to it. Maybe. Let's talk to you again. I'm grateful for what you have done for our village, but the sight of you is a bitter leaf. Leave me alone. What? Well, your thirst is mine, sucker. Alright, we have lots of reputation with the wardens, and we can share some secrets as well. There's a goat folk village over there. Aren't you interested in that? So she doesn't care about the cooking. That's interesting. I also found a secluded star apple farm. And we could just get her to join us. She's not like one of the more powerful wardens, but she's still a warden. Is she rated as tough? She is rated as tough. I'm gonna ask her to join us. And we still have positive rep with the wardens. This is a little out of character. She, in theory, should be like reluctant to be here, or reluctant to leave here. Prefer that you never speak with me again. Boy, they really don't like us around here. Hindriak, while I appreciate your help, I would prefer that you not stay longer than you must. The Fondren might get ideas. That's a super weird thing for... Okay, it's fine. We could ask for a secret. We could learn to cook mala soup. I'm gonna end the water ritual. I don't really... Like, we could... Yeah, I don't need a new recipe. Hey there, Kessahind. Is the stuff... I mean, I wonder if we leave and come back, will the changes have been... Okay, we'll step out of town. We'll come back into the tile. I'm curious if we're going to see the changes be reflected, or... Nope, you're still Ka and not Ask. Well, I guess I'll just leave it. It's fine. I'm going to take all this stuff, though. Because, you know, this belongs to our friend here. I've already forgotten her name. Neelahind. This is Neelahind's stuff. If she's coming with us, so is her stuff. Okay, well, that was weird. And it didn't really help with the Golgotha situation at all. Like, we still have no idea of a safe way into Golgotha. I think we're going to have to jump in one of those big holes. So what is this? That's the Bible Coronal. No idea. This is a secluded star apple farm, which I don't think we've been to, but it's just a star apple farm. I wouldn't expect there to be anything interesting there. The Kava Proximal is over here. This is the goat folk village. That there is Kier. I mean, I'm pretty curious about Kier, but I think at this point we have to accept that we're just going to have to jump down one of the chutes. It's not what I want to be doing. Hey, you, wait. Stop moving. Proselytize. Nope. I would have thought we'd be, like, pretty good at convincing apes by this point. Well, if we're going to jump down a shaft, and I think we don't realistically have a choice, it's going to be the one in the building with the closed door, right? Who's looking around for more albino apes? In case there might be somebody that we could convince. Nope, that one also unconvinced. Okay, never mind. Alright, I guess let's just jump down a chute. I know it's like basically time for the episode to be over already, but I don't want to pass another episode without entering Golgotha. Can I tell you, I'm a little annoyed that we didn't get like any kind of resolution on that quest at all. Like, we don't get to know whether we made the right call, or I can't cook with hostiles nearby. There aren't hostiles nearby. What? Warden Neelahind died. She was killed by Metep. What happened? I just walked over a tree. I'm not 100% sure what just transpired. Like, she definitely was not killed by Metep, because that's me. And I can now cook. Okay, so I'd like to point out that I'm very frustrated about the amount of reputation we effectively just lost there. All right, I'm gonna make some of this. Who knows? Maybe we'll encounter some fungi down there. And I guess I'm just jumping down here myself. Let's reload the gun. Yeah, we paid a lot of warden reputation to get her to hang out with us, and then she just, like, evaporated due to what I can only assume is a bug. That didn't make any kind of sense at all. Alright. We jumped into the... That's it, you die. That's what happens, you die. Well, I kind of thought it might be something like that, which is why I was reluctant to do it, but also, we had no other options, right? Like, there's no... That's a huge bummer. I wanted to do that at the end of the episode, because I thought there was a possibility that was going to go that way. And I think the way we're going to continue from here... I haven't looked at any comments in a little while. I don't want anything to get spoiled, right? I want to... If there's a way that we have to figure out to get into Golgotha, I want to figure it out. So I'm not going to look at the comments of this one either. But I'll start up a new character, and I'll do a little bit of development. Interesting stuff happens in the early game, but I don't want to just replay the same bits of the game over and over again. So I'll do a little bit of development and try to get someone to a point where they... I'm a little torn about it, because I did ask, and people said, hey, it's fun to watch the early game. You know what I might do? I might do an abbreviated version of the... Like, maybe I'll start a character and watch a little bit, and I'll insert a couple of cuts, and we'll do the first several hours of the character's life broken up into pieces and shown in a single hour. That might be the best way, the best compromise there. Because I want to get back to trying to figure out how to get into Golgotha, but we had to test this. We had to see if it was safe to jump down the shafts, since that seems to be the only way in, and now we know that it's not. I'm going to go ahead and save that file. Save that tombstone file. Metep. Earned a little bit of remembrance? Remembrance, that's what I wanted. You contracted Mumblemouth on your head, endearing yourself to fungi across Cud. So many very weird things happened. Alright, when you come back tomorrow, this is going to be the end of it for us for today, obviously. When you come back tomorrow, I'm going to have a different kind of character built. I think we're going to go for something that's a little bit more melee fighty. I liked Mental Mirror a lot, so maybe we'll still do a mutant and I'll just have Mental Mirror. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but when you come back tomorrow, the next episode's maybe going to be a little bit different than the series has been to this point. And we are going to figure out something about Golgotha. It's going to happen. Possibly, probably. And we'll see you then.